the wholesaler may not be able to deliver on the contract. So they have a network of people, but sometimes people just don't want the house because the price is not appropriate for the condition and they can't make up the profit margin between what they purchase it for and what they can flip it for. Hi, I'm Melanie Montague, and thank you for joining me on Living in Maryland on my YouTube page. I talk to people like you every day looking to relocate to different areas, and they're looking at buying and selling houses, and that's what we talk about on this page, everything about living in Maryland. So if you haven't been here before, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you're notified every single time I post a new video. And if you want to schedule a one-on-one with me for more detailed information about something you saw on our page, or you have questions, feel free to click schedule with me one-on-one. All right, so let's start right here. What is a wholesaler? A wholesaler is somebody or a group of people who are out there looking for properties that they can buy. And actually, let's be clear, they are not buying them, that they can be the middleman for. So usually these properties are people who want to off-sell their property very quickly because of a death in the family, loss of income, facing foreclosure, short sale, any sort of distress that might come up is something that oftentimes you see when people want to offload a property quickly. And typically what they do in those situations is reach out to one of these people that we see have the signs on the side of the road that says, "We buy houses," or you get a mailer that says, "We buy houses, any shape, any size, any condition." These people are wholesalers. And lately we've been seeing wholesalers doing this. Now, they may not be doing this. They may have hired somebody to do this, and they're calling you and they're saying, "Hey, I want to buy a house. I don't know if you're interested in selling your home, but if you are, let's talk." So is wholesaling bad? No, wholesaling's not bad. Is it illegal? No, it's not illegal as long as it's done properly. That's the thing. You need to make sure it's done properly. So what happens is this person wants to view your property, buy your property with, very easy terms for you that makes a lot of sense. And they're going to present you with a contract. Now that contract is between you and the wholesaler. And what the wholesaler is going to do is the wholesaler is then going to turn around and try to find somebody to buy that property and go to settlement with that property. So the wholesaler is never actually owning the property. They're going to say, "I'm going to offer you, seller, X dollars, and I'll purchase it, and that's how much you're going to receive. But I'm going to assign this contract to somebody else, and they have to disclose that to you, and they're going to buy it for whatever price I set, and you have to understand the money in the middle, the difference between what I'm giving you and what I sell it to them for comes to me, and that's my profit." And that's how a wholesaler makes money. They never actually own the real estate. So why would somebody sell their house to a wholesaler? Well, death in the family, so much stress, they just don't know what to do. They live out of state. There's this property that's been sitting for a long time. Now it's like falling in disrepair. The house is so full of stuff. We've seen hoarder situations. Now, I'm not a wholesaler, let me tell you that. I'm a real estate agent, but I know wholesalers, and oftentimes they talk about how it was a hoarder house. I've actually gone to some of the open houses they hold to find people to buy these properties. And I've been in some where you kind of have to like squeeze through just to be able to see it. Now, why would somebody want to buy a house that is a wholesale? Because they can get it for a better price. If they can get it for a better price, they can fix it, they can flip it, they can keep it. There's many things they can do with it, but they might be able to turn and sell it and make a profit, because the price that the wholesaler is going to sell the property to the purchaser for is much less than what you would get on the fair market value if that property was in good condition. And sometimes even in the condition that the property is in, you would get more money. So let's talk about the pros of using a wholesaler. So a wholesaler is going to offer you a fast settlement, cash buy. They're also going to take the property as is with no inspections and no repairs. And they offer you typically a robust network of investors or people who would want to possibly purchase this property. So it shortens the length of time between you getting it on the market with a real estate agent and getting it sold. So here are the cons not selling with a wholesaler, or selling to a wholesaler, I should say. would be you have to put it on the market out to the public. And what happens when you do that? You run into people who want the house to be cleaned out if it's full of stuff. They want to do inspections. They're looking for repairs to be done. And if they're getting financing, sometimes the financing dictates that there needs to be some repairs done on the property. And that means the seller's going to have to make those repairs. Also, the wholesaler may not be able to deliver on the contract. So they have a network of people, but sometimes people just don't want the house because the price is not appropriate for the condition and they can't make up the profit margin between what they purchase it for and what they can flip it for. So those are some cons. And then the other and last con that I think is important is you don't have somebody representing you in the sale of the property. So you're taking on an opportunity to sell something that's a large asset without knowing the process and how it really works. Whereas when you're working with a real estate agent, they typically are signed as your representative and they're guiding you through real estate and talking to you about your options. Now, don't read into that when you sell to a wholesaler, that settlement does not happen with an attorney or a title company that has an attorney working for them. They do. Here's the thing though, is that they work for the wholesaler typically. The wholesaler usually comes packaged with somebody. So they're just going to get the paperwork. They're going to say, sign here, sign there, sign there. And they'll tell you some more stuff than that. Don't get me wrong. It's not that cut and dry. Yet the thing is you have nobody working on your behalf. It's uncharted grounds that you're unsure of or on what you can get from it and how to make it work for you. So don't get me wrong. Wholesalers, settlements do happen with attorneys. They do happen with title companies that have attorneys that work for them, but the contracts and stuff are not regulated by Maryland Association of Realtors or even a National Association of Realtors. They are contracts that have been created, and they may have been created from either a wholesaler network that they've gotten it from somebody else, or they may have had an attorney write it up for them. We don't know. You may not know. Some things to ask. You just want to make sure that you're covering your bases, because if you're selling your property, you don't want to find out later that you had different choices. So whether you're looking to have a wholesaler give you an offer on your house, or you want to know more about how it works, or what the differences are between putting your house on the regular real estate market or having a wholesaler, I can help guide you with all of that. I know a lot of wholesalers and I can point you in their direction if that's something that you would like to do and that's something that you need to do. There's no wrong, there's no right. I actually can also talk to you about getting your house on the market to get it sold and what your profits would be as well. Then you can figure out what's the best answer for you in your situation. That's the most important thing. And the last thing that I would say is you need an attorney. Get an attorney to review all of the paperwork that you're getting from a wholesaler just to make sure this is a large investment or inheritance or a big pain in your wazoo that you need to get off your back. You just want to make sure that you're protected and everything is legal. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today on Living in Maryland with Montague Properties. Today was all about wholesaling, how it works. Is it something that you want to consider doing? If you liked this information, please share it with your friends, family, or coworkers. Hit subscribe, hit the bell button, or schedule a one-on-one with me, and let's do it again next week. See you then.